All right. Nice. What a great start to the broadcast. Thank you very much, Nine Common, for the gifted sub to Lilypad. We'll get to you a little bit later, but hello everybody and welcome to the second day of the Deciders matches for the ATL3. We have a much more high-stakes match happening today compared to yesterday, so that will make it much more fun and interesting, I think. And it's also not going to be 7.5 hours long like we did have yesterday. So yeah, if you guys did not catch up with the VOD from yesterday, I don't blame you because it was 7.5 hours long. But if you don't want to be spoiled on the results just yet and still want to look at that again, then look away and mute for just a little bit because I will talk about that right about now. So yeah, let's do it. So we had the first, second, and then third, fourth Deciders matches happening yesterday. First with May the Forge Be With You going in Supply Block Heroes, and we did have Supply Block Heroes winning that series, putting them directly into the quarterfinals. And May the Forge Be With You will be awaiting the winner of today's match. And then we also had the Goblin's Bizarre Adventure going against the Itty Bitty Banana Committee, and the Bananas continue to be absolutely insane this season and are undefeated, placing directly into the finals, which will be super sick for them. And then the Goblins will be in the semifinals, waiting for the winners of the other matches before that. So, some unbelievably, ridiculously long games yesterday, which was, you know, very interesting. And you should totally watch those VODs if you really want to and suffer just like I was at 3 a.m. trying to finish this broadcast. So, yeah, hopefully today will be a little bit better in that regard. But regardless, that is the situation that we do have ourselves in for today. Oops, I keep bringing that up by accident. Sorry, that's my Spotify. I misclicked my OBS on the bottom. Anyways, we are going to be going into our desk segment today as well with a couple of different people. So I'm going to be joined by none other than Goat Puncher and Heroku. Welcome to the desk, you two. Hello.
Hello.
Is Goat Puncher talking? His thing's green, but I didn't hear a single word out of him.
We just fixed his audio.
Oh.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Hello. Excellent. Welcome. So yes, it's going to be hopefully an excellent match today. Go Puncher, by the way, sorry for your series yesterday to Xenodactyl, going 1-1. Unfortunately, then making it so that your team doesn't win. I'm so sorry about that. What are your thoughts about your series yesterday, real quick?
Well, I think it was a perfect demonstration of the fact that I have severe brain damage. But yeah, I mean, game one, pretty happy about that. But game two was just, yeah, it's better not to talk about that one at all.
Fair enough, that's fine. Well, thank you for coming on the desk. Anyways, Roku, how are you doing? What's going on?
Well, you know, a little bit of depression from being the last in my group with a team that I think still could have won if, you know, everything didn't go wrong.
Yes, you definitely could have still won if you didn't lose all your matches. I agree.
Yeah. On top of that, you know, I was like really looking forward to Stormgates.
Mm-hmm.
And they added an anti-cheat at the last second, so I can't play.
Okay.
So yeah.
So
I've been doing absolutely nothing and being very sad.
I can't tell. Is that like? Are you just joking?
No, that's not a joke. The anti-cheat literally just doesn't work on my system. So I just can't run the game.
What? That's insane. Okay, that's interesting. Never heard of that one. But anyways, We're going to have an excellent banger match today, as we do have the 2 third-place teams from each group playing against each other, both of them coming back from death as well in their groups. Really having a couple of fairy tale runs, or Cinderella runs, I guess is the thing, but one of them will be losing today. It is going to be either the Goobers or Frogify getting eliminated from the season, with only one of them able to move on into the final playoff spots. And the first match that we're going to be having is the captain's match of Fiant versus Hydra. Surely going to be interesting. Go Puncher, what do you think is going to happen with this one?
Yeah, so I've been doing some research because I'm like a professional in that way.
Nice.
So it looks to me that Fiant has the sort of higher peaks here in terms of like his ladder MMR, and he's also done a bit better in the ATL this season, with a 6-1 scoreline so far versus Hydra's 6-2. When we also factor in Zerg being absolutely imbalanced, I would say that it's a Fiant 2-0, unfortunately.
Very astute observation with that last part especially. Very good point. Heroku, what are your thoughts here going into this first series?
I feel like Goobers are here with a vengeance. Especially Fiant has been super try-hard, like ultra coaching his team, pushing them very far, and still performing as well as he did season 1. So specifically for this matchup, I feel like, yeah, Fiant has a slight, like, as an advantage over Hydra. So I think Fiant's gonna go 2-0, and then he's hoping his team can clutch it out.
Yeah, I wouldn't really be too surprised about that either, to be honest. I'm pretty sure Fiant is quite favored here overall, as I do agree with you that, yes, he has been going extremely try-hard this league, asking me also some of the most unnecessary questions in DMs about things, about how they work and rules and everything. But, you know, it's fine. I respect the hustle. I understand he really wants to win, so, you know, it is what it is. But regardless, it should be interesting. So I will join you guys again after the first series, as I'll be going over to my caster's desk as well, because I've got with me a newcomer to the mainstream desk, this part at least. It is Mr. Dine Common, who also just gifted me a sub again just a few seconds ago. So now I can thank him literally right in front of him for giving me an insane amount of money and not Larimbo any of that money. So hello, Dine Common, welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me. Excited to be here. I fully admit when I signed up for this slot, it was a normal time of day, and I may be only slightly regretting it. Obviously, I'm here for the people, for the fans, but could use a little more sleep. Nice.
Yes, that is why we are all here, for the people, for the fans, for the community, and that is why I was also awake until 3 a.m. after a 7.5-hour broadcast last night, giving all this to you after also one of the worst series of all time. So yes, we're all here with the perfect intentions, and that's great. But yeah, we're going to be seeing some hopefully great games here, Mr. Dine. I'm glad that you're here as well as a Zerg player. Since we do have a couple TVZs in the cards for later as well.
I wasn't even aware we had this many Zergs in the league.
Yeah, I know. It's like all the Zergs like came together and just started playing in this match specifically. It's kind of crazy how many we have today. Yeah, so that's very good that you'll be here for that. Do you have any thought about the first match, or should I just throw it to the team intros for now? Actually, wait, no, I'm sorry. I need to get you in here as well. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I joined Channel Gemini, so we're ready.
You can go. What do you think is going to happen with this match?
I'm feeling like Fiant's a pretty good player. I know Hydra is scary in his own right, but yeah, Fiant, good player. Plays a lot of StarCraft. I get on Discord way too much when I should be working. And I'm always glancing in the toilet channel and I see Fiant grinding away. So,
very good point. All right, well, we're going to get into this without any further ado. Let's take it off into the Goobers Strike Back going against Frogify Ribbit-ellion. All right, excellent. And here we are in the first game of the day with, on the bottom left-hand side, spawning for the Goobers strike back. It is Goober leader himself, Mr. Fiant. And over on the top right-hand side, playing for Frogify Ribbit-ellion, it is the captain for the team, Mr. Hydra.
Now I am slightly confused.
Sure, okay.
This opener from Fiant, I don't see a pull down already, and I also don't see a drone pulled across the map to hatch in the wall. So this is a new opener for Zerg for me in this matchup. Hopefully you're able to talk us through it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I was kind of excited the fact that we had a Zerg player here for the TVZs later, but once the game reaches 8 minutes, it'll be as if I have no one else with me, so that'll also be very fun.
Excuse me, I've played mini games that have gone at least 12 to 15 minutes. That's about the time we pass 20 workers.
Okay, nice. You'll be able to get the excellent analysis on that barely 3-base Zerg economy in those later games. I'm very excited to hear about that. It's going to be awesome.
I'm proud to announce to everyone here that I was playing teams with the boys the other day, and I built 130 workers in a game.
No shot, I don't believe it. Pixar, it didn't happen. I actually don't believe you at all. I'm serious.
So we got some nice mineral harass here from Hydra. Oh, and now it's over.
Oh, caster curse. Classic caster curse. Dynacom, I forgot completely. What team were you on again this season?
The best team in the league, Kitty Cabal. I still have us penciled in for the finals, even though we've been eliminated.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot the... Is it actually the worst team in the league, or...
Actually, we weren't worst map score. Or were we the worst?
Yeah, you were literally the worst. You were 1 map score below Corsair Blue Wings, so you were quite literally the worst team in the league.
If we forget that ace match that I threw extremely hard by doing a 1-base cheese in a match where the person's playing an off race, I actually played extremely mid this season.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, very mid indeed, to be honest, but unfortunately it's, you know, you need to be a little bit more than
we're playing with the
mid.
Zoomers. Every day I look and I see all these people playing StarCraft, and I'm at work oppressing the masses, and it's just very hard to get clean execution when all you're doing is trying to ruin the days of people just trying to pay rent and survive.
Yeah, that's true. How many people have you evicted from their homes in the last week?
In the last week, unfortunately not too many in the last week. Ooh, actually some very nice spore creation over here from Fiant, and he does end up picking off the Adept.
Yeah, pretty nice opener actually from Fiant, and he did also get an Overlord in the main to scout the fast Robo coming out of Hydra, which is definitely not an ordinary opener here. And it's going to be a fast Robo Bay as well for, Disruptor drops. So that is going to be a very interesting one. Hydra also classically messing up the wall on Alcyone. One of the most common walls to totally fuck up for really no reason whatsoever. He's also going to lose a Stalker, which means he's going to have to do a little bit of warp-ins and annoying shenanigans at the front, so that's a bit obnoxious. Not really what he wants to do here, but... yeah, we're going to be having the very fast Speed Prism Disruptor drop coming in here, and then we'll see if that's followed up by a 2-base all-in, or if he will actually try to macro out of it.
So, I love this opener by Hydra. Extremely fun. But all my friends that play it lose a lot with it. And they lose real hard.
Isn't that quite a fun little way that this works, where the builds that are the most fun and interesting in this matchup also are the worst?
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate how that does work out. Oh my god, the forward observer gets scouted out and will get killed by the forward spore crawler replacement and the queen. So very nice eyes by Fiant to be able to see that and kill it off. It's actually really annoying because there's actually no other scouting on the map except for when this prism starts to go across, and even that you can't really get that much scouting with. It's also going to be a fast third though out of a Hydra, so he's not actually going for the 2-base all-in version of this. It will be a fast third. And I'll be honest with you, I think this is also the worst variant of the build. So not only is Hydra doing just a bad build in general right now, he's doing what I think is not the greatest version of it. So yeah, we'll see how this goes for him. I mean, a couple years ago, this build was all the rage, and a lot of players were getting some nice, cool wins with it, but has since been figured out, so we'll see. Actually, this might be a fake third, which would actually be sick, and I actually do like this now.
That would be pretty based. All right, here we go. Well, the pool was great. We've lost the HP on an egg.
Very good value. Extremely worth it drop out of Hydra here. Bit unfortunate that he did walk right by 2 overlords, so plenty of time ahead of the actual drop for Fionn to realize what was happening. But this is where the trick comes in, because again, this third base is fake, and it's not been noticed by Fionn that it is actually a fake one until just maybe right now. He did have a giant round of drones coming in just before this attack is getting postured out here. So there now is a little bit of opportunity for Hydra to get some damage done and potentially punch it home if he doesn't keep getting distracted by a bunch of random overlords in the middle of the map.
I do like pushing the Spore up to the top of the ramp. Kind of forces the Colossus to engage from the higher ground. Kind of buys us a lot of time. Not a lot of roaches out, and very good force builds to start out right here on this fight. About half the roach force getting caught out, and Fionn's now in a very scary situation, but the queens are here. Okay, 2 queens, a roach. Not too bad.
Yeah, and honestly, a pretty good start, all things considered. I loved, oh my god, the second set of force fields also good. The first one was great. Unfortunately, this Colossus is so far forward. Somehow doesn't die, though. It's got literally 1 tick of health, 5 HP. Anything could breathe on it, and it will die. Second, the disruptor shot getting shot out, getting a couple roaches here as well. We really need to get a fat Ruppy shot, but unfortunately, the queens are not it. Oh, the one on the right almost getting something as well, but I mean, we really need to start getting a couple of really fat Rupture shots if we want to actually win this game here, because we need to get some crazy damage done with this. Otherwise, Fionn is going to just snowball ahead, taking very minimal damage here. And unfortunately, that's not really happening just yet.
All sentries gone, so no more force field shenanigans. Oh, the splitties.
Ooh.
Very nice splits over here from Fionn.
Oh my god. Okay. A couple of disruptors, or a couple of roaches getting killed by these disruptors each time. I mean, yeah, like you're saying, the splits from Fionn are honestly next level. Completely negating these disruptors in these fights. This little fight, though, I feel like is maybe a little bit of an overextension, as there's not much room for these roaches to split up here. And a nice Rupture shot getting off finally in the middle of these units. I love that Hydra's keeping this War Prism as far back as possible as well, so there's just no chance that it gets sniped by Biles or the Queens here. Doing a pretty decent job of getting out of the Bile range as well. Doesn't want to lose a Colossus to a Spore Caller. That would be really sad. Disruptor shot getting a Ravager and a couple of Roaches. Very nicely done. Another Rupture shot could actually go huge here as well. Just barely skirted the edge of it is Fionn. And his army is starting to dwindle a bit right now. Hydra, all things considered, doing very well with this micro without Blink, by the way. Oh my god, if we can get a Disruptor shot on all these morphing Ravagers, that would be so sick, but he doesn't quite realize they're there. Finally does see it, and we'll get all of them! Oh my god, and a second one as well. Hydra actually pushing through. Holy shit, he's gonna make it work.
Protoss really is OP.
Yes, Protoss is broken. As we get a nice split against this Ravager Bile, another Warp in the face as drones are forced to pull another Ruppy shot onto the Ravagers as the Colossus is still alive, sitting here at literally 1 HP, doesn't die the whole time. Hydra taking the first game against Fionn, a massive upset here in the first game, an incredible one at that, way better already than day number 1 here. And then, yeah, just a great opener here from Hydra. I love the fake third added into this build. That was actually the most important part of the entire thing.
It really was. And it really proves that even if you get 0 damage with the Disruptor drop, Protoss is so strong it doesn't matter.
Yes, that is the most important thing out of all of that. I agree. Alright. Let's send it off into the next game. Let's see if Hydra can continue the upset here. Goober leader, he's on my tail. I can't shake him. So good. Yeah, post-youth here is a very interesting choice. Very interesting choice. Alright, you want to send us off with some sick intros here, Dine? Let's see what you got.
Absolutely. Currently up 1-0, dragging his team into an excellent position for the playoffs. It's going to be your boy Hydra. And down here in the bottom left, just absolutely mauling at this point. I don't even care if this is a replay. Like, you can just feel, you can feel it turning around right here, Fiant, and maybe he could tie it up. Oh, wait, actually, what is this?
Oh, taking a gold?
See the drone sneaking out? Ooh.
A fast gold
Little
base.
cheeky gold.
Hmm. You like that here, Mr. Dine? I think this kind of goes more towards your alley.
You know, honestly, I still have, like, no strong opinions about this map. I've had it vetoed for most of the season just because
Nice.
I find it very odd. And also, with my playstyle, it's not very fun playing against Terran players on this map that essentially play the same build as they normally do, but they just ram unlimited Hellions into your base.
Nice, yeah.
So,
yeah, I can see where this could be a bit annoying for sure. For some reason, the music in this game has just decided to not play, so it's always very fun. But anyways, yeah, no, I think this is a pretty decent decision here by Fiant. Just the map lens for this as well, which is very good. Hydra has seen it, by the way, so he does know that this is happening. He doesn't think that this is some random weird one base all-in or anything like that. So he does know that the gold is in action here. It's kind of interesting though, because this map in general, you just get some gold minerals at your natural anyways, so I feel like it's actually, of all the maps that you can take fast golds on, it's probably the best for the non-gold taking player here, because you'll just still kind of be in a decent spot overall in the income compared to normal.
now maybe we see, like, a queen walk?
Hmm. Definitely possible.
We did pull some drones to go ahead and saturate this base up. These two links popping out to drive the probe away.
I have definitely seen some queen walks on this map for sure. Especially when it first came out, it was fairly popular to do that. We also have a fast chronoed stalker here, which is a little abnormal, trying to catch out this overlord if possible. We'll be able to damage it quite a bit here. We'll obviously then, though, leave the gap open in the front to allow the lings in, and that's going to be a bit awkward here if we can't micro properly, and we already lose one probe. So, yeah, a bit unfortunate here for Hydra, trying to go for that greedy snipe on the Overlord. Ends up not doing too well for him, but I guess losing all 4 lings is also not amazing for Fiant.
We do get the full scout, so we do confirm the Stargate. Pretty expected, but still really nice to see it, especially after that first game.
Oh yeah, especially considering that it was just a total wild build, getting thrown out game 1. So it is good to just kind of realize its normalcy here. Interestingly enough, Hydra has not gone for Warp Gate yet. I don't know if he's forgotten, but the way that he's walled off makes me feel like he might, yep, there it is, go for something even cheekier, which is a straight second Stargate and a fleet beacon with a canceled Oracle as well. Hydra going full balls to the wall here to really mind game the fuck out of Fiant in both of these games. I honestly love it. Now this is really interesting here. He's gonna, I mean, it could be Tempest or Carriers, and I'm actually not sure which one it's gonna be. Because the Tempest angle, as M. Canning does love to call it, is definitely potent in general if someone's not expecting it, but the 2-base Carrier is something that's also been toyed with here and there and among the pros over the years.
This has got to be 2-base Carrier.
Well, I guess we'll see in a second.
Now we do scout the lack of this 3rd base after seeing the Stargate. So, oh, actually, did we check it? We had to have checked it.
I
A new queen
believe
has
so.
emerged.
Oh no, the Overlord is gonna get back in! Oh no, the Stalker wasn't in the right position to deny it, so we're gonna get the Scout off on the double Carrier. Oh, that's so unfortunate here, especially because the Overlord was already low from before. we would have been able to just totally deny it if we just had our Stalker positioned on the right. Oh, that's so unlucky here for Hydra, as it is going to be the double carrier. Originally Tempest, but then canceled into carriers. So yeah, well, the gig's up. It has been seen, and so now it is up to Hydra to find some damage, despite the fact that we have been scouted. I do wonder if he actually still can find damage, though, because, like, it does take a long time for a Zerg to respond to something like this, I think. But I think this is a really good move to just deny the third.
I do think the fact that we took the gold and we have got the gold in the main, we're just going to be able to pump queens nonstop. Spire's already building, and we haven't even had the first carriers pop out, so I'm feeling pretty strong. Oh, no shield battery over here, so oh, we do end up forcing this off, but it could have been a little bit of a scary moment. Fiant deciding not to trade the Lings to get in, which, really good decision.
What the fuck? We're going double Twilight Council. Holy shit. Dude, this build is insane.
That's technically something you could do, I guess. The creep spread is excellent thanks to this third, so we're already gathering up all of these queens. There is a spore here as well, so should be able to at least... oh man, look at all this damage on this carrier. Like, is it going to be able to get away?
Oh my god. And he misclicked for a split second as well, so it's actually stopped the acceleration here of the carrier, but luckily we'll just barely be able to get a range if he doesn't go back in. That's the riskiest move I've ever seen in my life. Jesus Christ, you don't want to lose that. Thankfully, does not lose it. But now we've also got Banelings over on the main base side of Hydra, and it's going to blow up that wall in at the front here, making it very weird now as we have no units to defend, and the warp gate getting canceled right after the +1 air finishing. We've got a couple carriers spawning in, but we've got a bunch of Lings over top all of our probes. And this is looking like it's getting absolutely out of control here from Hydra. Down to just 22 workers while trying to do a double carrier into, what is this? How many fucking gateway? What is this? Into 8 gateway double Twilight transition.
Also, we're translating into all these gates, and Warp Gate was never finished, and the Cyber Core was killed.
Yeah. Yeah, now the Corruptors are out. We're going to be able to focus down this weakened carrier. Killing off that, and we'll be able to continue on forward here. We're making Zealots out of gateways, not Warp Gates. Yeah, this is a little bit pain for Hydra, I'm not gonna lie. I've never quite seen a build like this.
Luckily, we are getting the classic ATP moment this game, and that's where a player is absolutely unequivocally dead, and then they cope extremely hard and stay in the game no matter what.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to see.
Yeah, even the highest pools will cope the hardest, it seems like, as the Corruptors will finish it off. Fiant will even it up 1-1. But, I mean, getting just a single map at all versus Fiant in this series is definitely going to be feeling pretty good for the Frogs, I would say. Hydra pulling his weight, even though that second game was not exactly what you wanted to see, I guess.
Fiant's map pick, you can't really hate it. Fiant is a really good Zerg, so 1-1, the ideal outcome.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to go over to the desk to see what they have to say before our next series. So let's go ahead and switch on over to that. Hello, Analyst Desk. How did you enjoy that series? Heroku, your thoughts?
Well, game 1, Disrupted drop into the 2-base all-in, the Colossus 2-base all-in. I feel like it's a build I haven't seen in a really long time. And turns out it was a great pick from Hydra because I feel like Fiant was not ready. He just drone to 60 plus, which I feel like it's a build where you want to cut around 50 something to mass up army. But yeah, great prep from Hydra. He brought out like the very tricky 2-base timings, which are some of the trickiest things to deal with as Zerg right now, because your power spike is, I feel like, more around the 3-4 base timings. But
yeah, for sure.
Noting he lost a bunch of Overlords, which didn't help making army.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can say or not, but I mean, the fact that there was the fake third there, looking like it was, doing a good amount of mind games as well, but maybe Fiant just kind of knew anyways and just kind of felt safe, but the Overlord killing actually was the big deal breaker there. But regardless, a good win there for Hydra. Go Puncher, what do you think about the next series that we are going to be having, which is going to be Guitar King going against Magnath, a great Pool 3 match? Is that what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello there. Yes. I believe that since. Sorry. Yeah, I believe that this is going to be an epic series. Since this is the highest Pool 3 we have ever witnessed, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an absolute wonderful display of Pool 3 skill here.
Yeah. Also, it is a PvP, which is always great to see. But in terms of like predicting who wins, it's going to be a hard one because they are quite closely matched, I think. They're MMR wise quite close, and they're also quite similar in terms of like their scores in this league. So I will just go for Guitar King 2-0 because Magnath is Pool 3 at heart. So I favor Guitar King.
That's a fairly reasonable prediction to make. I don't blame you for that. It's a very good point. Heroku, what are you thinking here for this one?
Well, Magnath is back to 5-2.
Damn.
Kind of big. But he has to prepare for EWC because he's going to commentate in Arabic. So, you know, his time is a bit splitted.
It's true.
Hopefully with a good match. I hope Magnath is bringing out some cool stuff and not making shield batteries and waiting home. But that's what I'd like to do. So we'll see.
What do you think the score is going to be?
I think a 1-1 would be more interesting because if it's all decided in Pool 4, it's the most fun. Just imagining the whole team shaking in their boots, knowing that they have to send a mid diamond player to win it all. that's just, I've had it happen, and in season 1, even though we trusted Ardent a lot, it doesn't change the fact that we're shitting our pants.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. I think it is interesting to see a close match between these two, as again, just the storyline in general for the teams coming in here makes it very interesting, and it would be cool if it is down to the wire. So 1-1 would be cool. Anyways, thank you guys for your thoughts. We'll be back with you in a little bit, as we have yet again another subscription gifted here from our boy Dine Common, who is back here on the desk once again. Giving it over to Fiant. He's gifted 47 subs so far. That's an incredible amount of money. Thank you very much, Dine.
Oh, you're welcome. Just giving back to the community.
Excellent. Nice.
I appreciate ATP keeping me entertained while I am trapped at the office.
Very good.
On a regular basis.
Nice.
Meanwhile, I am extremely excited for this match, and I do think that Magnath is fairly lucky here. There was discussion that this match this week was actually going to be a burger contest, and as Pool 3 Burger Man himself, Magnath would definitely be not favored in that series, but I think in this PvP, it should be pretty even.
Yeah, no, definitely a good chance here for it to be pretty even. No more, no potential burgers here. No Pool 3 burgers getting found on the stream, so that's nice for him. And yeah, I mean, the Pool 3 man himself on the left-hand side of the map of Ghost River is going to be Mr. Magnath. Not going to be going for a cannon rush this time around on this map, so going to be sticking it normal over here. And his opponent for the Frogify, Ribbit-ellion, over on the right-hand side, having some great PvP recently in this season, and also in ladder It is Mr. Guitar King. So, generally, Guitar King has been going for the max back style, going for 1 gate expand, even with the 1 gate at the top of the ramp here, so I would not be surprised to see him just go for that again as well, and then it will be kind of up to Magnath to decide what exactly he wants to do in response. Is it going to try to punish it? Is he going to try to go really fast expand himself, and all that good stuff, so we will see, and it looks like he's actually gonna match it and just go for the same exact build here, which I actually don't really mind all that much, knowing Guitar King's tendencies and just knowing that he literally does do this build every single game.
Well, why wouldn't you just 2-gate forage?
Because it's a good question actually. But I feel like Guitar King would be able to just scout that and then just respond like a normal player.
That's probably fair.
I think at that point, honestly, you scout that there's nothing in the base, and then you just throw down a forge and fully wall off, and then you're just totally fine.
So is the Zealot, like, I guess they both made it. Is that just standard when you're 1-gating?
In this scenario, yes. If you're going for this type of build, it's good. Because it can, chase down the probe a little bit, but then also it can get sent across the map and get a little bit of extra scouting information, and also just kind of force your opponent to respond to it. So it's kind of good in that regard here. Then you can also couple it with the Adept later as well to potentially do something here. So Magnath actually getting the block on the Nexus here while getting his Nexus finished. So this is actually very good for Magnath on the start, being able to get a much faster Nexus, and also still having a similarly timed Stargate here to enact the Phoenix Wars. So generally a pretty good opener for the Pool 3 player, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, Nexus is literally halfway done already. Over here, Guitar King has just started. Mirroring Phoenix. Now, I don't watch too much PvP and everything, but I'm assuming they play like 3 to 5 Phoenix or so and then go into Gateway. Was that pretty common?
Well, if it's a Phoenix versus Phoenix, then you are potentially locked in for Phoenix for the entire game here, as we should be canceling this lift so we can jump on the Phoenix of Magnath, and that is exactly what we're going to do. Unfortunately, Magnath, well, actually, fortunately for him, Guitar King did not react in time, and so he didn't actually have both Phoenixes on top of the other Phoenix. So Magnath actually getting away with murder right there, as he really had no reason to be that far out with that Phoenix. Honestly, just asking to lose it, but sadly Guitar King not quick enough on the draw to cancel that lift and get on top with both of them. So isn't able to fully chase for the kill, and yeah, that'll end up just leaving it off as being essentially even here. But Guitar King will get ahead in the second Stargate as well, so once this goes on a little bit longer, he will actually find himself very far ahead in this, and it is dependent on if the economy doesn't also get completely fucked for him, because I don't think it should, because it seems like Magnath maybe like lost or skipped a couple probes or something. I'm not sure. Thank you, New Horizons, for the gifted sub as well, by the way.
Now, we did see the second Stargate timing over here. Guitar King did with the Shade. Shade did get in. Magnath over here, just kind of patrolling around. Game's kind of come to a standstill, at least a little bit. No air upgrades. I guess you just can't really afford them at this point.
Yeah, you do eventually go for that later, but actually the more important thing to prioritize, other than having constant double Phoenix production, is Phoenix range. You will actually be rushing up to Phoenix range first, because +1 air doesn't actually impact the Phoenix Wars at all. It doesn't give you any actual real benefit. It's +2 that does give that advantage. So you want to prioritize range over anything, because that will be what actually can force fights and make you win them. Whereas the +1 just doesn't immediately do that. Because if you have +1 but your opponent just has the range, then you will just die, because you simply can't get on top of the other player's Phoenixes. So you will always be going for range first. Interestingly, even though Guitar King did get the double Stargate faster, he didn't actually have the economy to support it early enough, because his Nexus was later. So,
look at this cheeky third and fourth block.
Yeah, I know. I do like that out of Magnath. I don't necessarily like Guitar King going across here, though. It's very risky. Oh my god, Magnath supply blocks. Holy shit, that's actually huge. That's actually going to let Guitar King get ahead of the Phoenix count here. When he has really no reason to be doing so. What's that?
You still got 7 supply, right?
Well, he was supply blocked for a little bit there, and it actually stopped his Phoenix production. And it's allowed Guitar King now to barely jump ahead in the Phoenix count here. But the also more important thing is that Guitar King is ahead on the Fleet Beacon. So all Guitar King has to do is just wait for his range to finish, and he will be just infinitely far ahead based on this timing.
Now we get a battery here, and Magnus just kind of camps on his battery until his range is done. He should have an economic advantage and everything.
Yeah, the third base is pretty good, obviously. I mean, the fact that this was blocked for so long is definitely a bit unfortunate for Guitar King. And also then the fourth base getting blocked is really funny. But it won't matter. A battery itself is not enough to perform a player that has range. It is literally... Range is just so insane in this matchup that if you can just hit when you have range and your opponent doesn't, you essentially win every time. It's like, it's so powerful.
Lots of spotter pylons on the map, and not really too much that Guitar King can do about it, just because he has no units besides Phoenix. This single stalker over here clearing the fourth. Really good vision.
Here we go. The Phoenix range, unfortunately, actually finishing for both players. So Guitar King missing his window just a little bit here, but he does have the Phoenix number advantage anyways. Actually microing it way better as well. Magnath getting a few of his Phoenixes caught forward outside of the pack here. As Guitar King keeps his clumped up way better, and that's going to be that, actually. It is simply over as Guitar King is able to snowball this. Doesn't actually realize that he's got the window for some reason. Maybe afraid of that overcharged battery for some reason, but should just regroup after a second here and go in for yet another attack as he is fully in the lead here, more than doubling his opponent's Phoenix count. And there he goes yet again, right into it, and that is going to be the GG. Guitar King will take the Phoenix War in this first game.
Wow, Phoenix vs. Phoenix is absolutely riveting. I really enjoyed how basically nothing happened. And then one attack decided the game.
Yeah, that is kind of how it do, to be honest. It is. But to be fair, that was actually like, you don't really see Phoenix Wars in general in the ATL, so that was honestly the first time we've really seen it.
And we got some hype third blocking with the Cyber Core that we don't get to see, so.
So true.
You know. Oh, Dynasty PvP.
Very interesting. I will quickly note as well before any of this happens that we do have Magnath on the top right here again, but sorry, I did the wrong score. We do have him on the there we go. On the top. We do have Guitar King on the bottom left, and I will note there's something odd about Guitar King right now because he is currently wearing the blue trunks when he should be in the light green. And if you were to go into the Discord logs, you would find that Guitar King is probably one of the biggest supporters of my decision to go for the team colors, and also to note to all the other players that forget just how easy it is to not forget to put the team colors on. So this is quite interesting now to see Guitar King in this game not having the correct team colors on. So I just want to fully and very clearly point this out so that way he can feel like an idiot.
This is actually a very interesting way to find out that Guitar King has absolutely zero respect for both Gemini and the integrity of the ATP Team League.
Yeah, can't believe this man, dude. It's insane. Thought I had someone on my side with this, but Jesus Christ, even he's fallen to new lows that I never knew imaginable. First he's a one-gate cringer, and now he's a fucking team color forgetter. It's insane, dude. It's actually ridiculous.
Look, we're gonna forgive him because Magnath picked this map. And that's also a sin.
That is true. Although this map can get extremely fun in PvP, I think. It leads for some very interesting looking games, so I am kind of okay with seeing it for now. But the fact that they are again both going one gate is extremely cringe, and I hate it.
As a third player, I really love how this map allows my Terran and Protoss opponents to get a gold as their natural, and I am not allowed to take it.
Doesn't that feel awesome? Doesn't that feel super great after all the years of all those fucking maps where it's just free for you guys to take random golds in the middle of the map and we can't do jack shit about it and we just auto lose the game because of that? Doesn't it feel so cool? Oh, Magneth killing the probe too.
Feels really cool.
Yeah.
I especially harken back to the ATP match I played on this map, and I've had it vetoed the whole season, where I forgot that if you build a natural with the gold, they just build a bunker on the other side. I just want to reiterate how intelligent I am, just in case ATP forgot. Hopefully no one tuned in for that series. Oh, Phoenix again.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of expected, actually. I mean, when both players do open one gate, it's very common that they do devolve into Phoenix Wars. If one of them did have the balls, they would try to go for the mind game here and either start with Phoenix or cut the Phoenix and then go something else, or go Oracle and then into something else, but neither player having the balls for that. Guitar King absolutely getting micro-diffed here by Magneth, a pool 3 player. It's pretty embarrassing, as he loses his first few units and will now have a bit of interesting situations to deal with, because he's been going to be completely vulnerable to this little counterattack here if Magneth decides to send it on over. It's going to be 2 Phoenix versus 2 as well, and Magneth could easily send the rest of his stuff over, as this lift is a bit ambitious here from Guitar King, because he doesn't know where his opponent's Phoenixes are, if they are even on the map here. And with the extra shots from the Stalker, means we're going to jump right on this, and Magneth microing away the weakened Phoenix as well, allowing him to get a full-on advantage here in this Phoenix War, but unfortunately unable to track down the second one, but it will allow him to get a couple free probes. Oh wait, what? Why did he suicide the Phoenixes? Oh, okay, that doesn't make any sense. Well, this went from perfect to not perfect for Magneth, but he still will get a lot of probes, so that alone is still worth it, I'd say.
And he is going to see the second Stargate going down.
Yes, that is true. That is actually very good information to have, just to confirm that your opponent is committing to the Phoenix War here is very good. And I think even though he did lose his Phoenixes, overall this is going to be totally fine, because he will be able to catch up eventually on this Phoenix count, especially because of all of these probes that are getting killed off, and the fact that
we killed 8 workers is pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good. And also Guitar King is currently only mining 3 out of gas, so the Phoenix are going to be interrupted.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
4 gas is mining over here for Magneth.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that he goes for the such fast second Stargate, even though he knows that he can't produce out of both of them this early anyways. Like, you actually can't really support both of them this early, even if you did have all of your probes not get killed off by a couple units in the front. So, the fact that he went for this second Stargate, even knowing that he was about to lose all of his probes, is very ambitious. And the fact that he's also on the other side of the map is insanely ambitious. I can't even believe he's over here. Recalls back home in fright, as he barely doesn't lose one of those Phoenixes. But this is going to be very difficult for Guitar King to find his way back into this game. First game, it was not the worst economic advantage, since it was just his Nexus being a few seconds later, but now it's going to be a big probe disadvantage. But as I say that, the probe counts actually have equaled, as once again Magneth for some reason doesn't actually know how to make probes.
I have to admit, once we're up in this income and Phoenix production and everything, this would be a tough loss for our pool 3 player.
Yeah, it would be. It would be indeed.
Now, third base going down first for Guitar King, taking it on the inside of the minerals. So no rich gas.
Oh, is this not a... Wait, what? Is there a rich gas somewhere?
On the opposite side of the gold minerals.
Oh, that's right. That's true. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Considering this is a Phoenix War.
You always take it as a natural. but as a Zerg player, I'm forced to take it as a 4th. So that's why I'm aware.
It's actually still a good point though, because if since this is a Phoenix War, there's not really anything that can contest the ground. So why not just put the Nexus on the other side? It's not like it's not like you're super vulnerable to getting harassed by it or anything. I think that's actually just a better play to put on the other side.
Okay, what is happening right here, Magnus?
I actually kind of like this, because again, like we were saying, there's no ground units, so there's no way to actually deny this from happening, so it's giving him a little forward lodging point, where he'll be able to micro with the batteries healing as well. I actually kind of like this. This is pretty sick. Also, wait a minute. What's the Phoenix count at? It's only 1 ahead. Oh, but now it's 2 ahead, unfortunately. Oh, the Phoenix range is finished! Oh no, Magnath is gonna get the sick timing here, as you're gonna now see what it means to have range over your opponent, as yet again, one fight will end it all, as Magnath will even it up, going 1-1 here. So yeah, 2 1-1s right back to back to start off this this series. Pretty nice, pretty interesting and entertaining overall, I would say.
That'll teach Guitar King to lose his first 2 units.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely hinges back to that, and also just hinging back to the fact that both these players are just playing so fucking greedy with their lifts and just their early Phoenix pokes. Like, it's actually wild that they are doing what they're doing with their early Phoenixes. Like, you cannot go across the map with your first few Phoenix. Like, it's just so risky. You're just asking to get punished. And, yeah, I mean, that just kind of shows exactly why. So, a bit unfortunate there for Guitar King, but tried to bring it back a little bit. Couldn't quite do it. Awesome.
Hey, the series wasn't an hour.
Yes. That is actually a great point as well. No, that was far more interesting and entertaining than any of those TVZs yesterday was. So that's, yeah, that is true. All right, great. We're going to go over to the desks, see what they have to say. Let's go meet up with them as we have another 1-1 on our hands. Go Puncher. How did you like those 2 Phoenix War games?
Well, for first things, cringe. Immensely cringe. It's thinking your max packs at this level is delusional.
So true.
But that being said, I think they kind of played it out fairly well, both of them in both games. Yeah, the whole thing, but like, yeah, it would just come down to like these small, if at times confusing mistakes, like the move out in game 2 from Magna, I think it was. So that was a bit of a trap Omegalu moment.
Wow, even when he talks, he still says trap Omegalol. You can't escape it. That's so funny. That's actually sick. Heroku, what do you think of the series overall?
Well, this is the one thing I know about PvP, because ever since the proxy meta was died and I don't want to play sentries and blink, I'm doing this every PvP I play. So, you know, it reminds me of ZVZ. It's nothing into someone dies because they made one tiny mistake. And yeah,
yes.
I had fun watching it. I do feel like Magus Micro is just awful, but his decision making was a little better, and especially when he adapted the second game, he was much better.
Yes, that is correct. I think it was just kind of fun just to have a Phoenix game here and there.
Yeah,
you know, it was a nice little mix up. We haven't really seen that at all in the season lately. So
it's definitely not something you want to watch like every day.
Oh,
unless
absolutely
it's
not.
People who can go back and forth, because 90% of those games just end on, oh, you did one good move, it's over.
Yeah, for sure. Guitar King saying he finds Sentry Stalker versus Sentry Stalker PvP much more boring, and you are insane for saying that, Guitar King.
So true, Guitar King, so true.
That you're insane.
The only real people make
you're
kill batteries void rate when the
insane
cringe
decision.
Stalker player attack you, and then you make Phoenix when
Oh
you're
my
based.
God.
And then you make carriers.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, thank you, Cranky Ducklings, for the raid. Very much appreciated. Welcome, everybody. We're in the middle of ATL Season 3, the All Things Protoss Team League right here. We are going to be eliminating one of our last playoff potentials here in this team league. So sit down and enjoy, as we are going to be going into the next match soon here, which is going to be the Pool 2 match, which is going to be Lilypad versus Frogos. A TVZ for the ages, surely here. Heroku, any insight as what might be happening?
I have been practicing a bit with Frogo. He is transitioning from Proxy Reaper all-in to Reaper aggressive cheese, but kind of macro though, you know, because I make the barracks at my house. So, and Lily is like one of the most aggressive Zerg I've ever watched. So if Frogo can, you know, some way transition, you know, yeah, Fiant thinks, yeah, he's transitioning Fiant. He knows that Marines exist now. It's crazy. He doesn't just make Reapers. Oh, yeah, there's not going to be 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah,
it's going to be like maximum 20 minutes. He doesn't know what a fourth base. No, none of these players know what a fourth base with drones is. So
yeah, don't worry. This is not going to be Goblin versus Anticore round 2. There's no shot this happens.
Definitely not.
Which is very nice to see, but
I'm expecting action-packed, cheesy, weird, ultra-aggressive gameplay with like maximum 100 workers between both of the players.
That's actually way more than I thought you were gonna say. You were gonna say like a maximum like 30.
I am very conservative in my estimations.
Yeah, sure, okay. What's your score prediction?
I want to believe in the Frogs. I want to say 2-0 for Frog, because in my head the build should win. But then again, Frog finds a way to lose with the safest build on Earth. So, and Lily may find weird wins by playing like some Ravager Link stuff.
Right, fair enough. Go Puncher, do you have a score prediction for this one?
Yeah, I think just purely based on Frogos having peaked higher in the past than Lily has. Although I believe he has been a bit washed up recently, I still think Terran is possibly even more imbalanced than Zerg is also, as well. So 2-0 Frogos.
All right. 2-0 and 2-0 for the analysts here for Mr. Frogos. We'll see if he can live up to the hype. Thank you as always, and I will be back with you in a little bit, as I will join on up back with my wonderful caster over here, Mr. Dine Common. This will be right up your alley, as Lilypad is in this game and plays just like you. How you must be so excited for this one, Dine.
This is what we live for. That being said, it is significantly harder to be an aggressive Zerg against Terran players who open 2 Rex Reaper.
Yes, I can imagine.
Pretty good build.
I definitely can feel that. But does that mean Lilypad's actually going to macro? Question mark?
I mean, maybe we see like a little 55 drone like Rav Roach Ling aggression. Maybe we see. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see like an Eric opener here. Oh, nope, there's the Overlord, so I lied.
Oh, okay.
But we are seeing this low ground wall, so it is going to be the 2 Rex Reaper opener over here from Frogos.
That is correct. That is correct. See you later, Guitar King, as well. Thank you for the games, as always, and good luck with whatever you're doing. But yes, a 2 Rex Reaper opener is surely on the cards here from Frogos, as we did say. We do know that Frogos in Eon Past was just literally a 3 Rex Reaper guy. Proxy 3 Rex Reaper, that is, and he was 5.3k with it. And now, after not playing the game for a year and then coming back and not doing Proxy 3 Rex Reaper, he is now stuck in Pool 2. So, a big stark difference when you're not just cheesing every single game. So very interesting to see. We'll see what ends up happening, but we do like Frogos around these parks, as he, along with yourself, is a fervent supporter of the ATL, giving in some good amounts of money for the prize pool. So even though he's an absolutely dirty Reaper cheeser, it is still someone we appreciate.
Also, I just want to point out, to the fans that there's absolutely nothing wrong with being pool 2. It's not like being pool 3.
That's true. Dude, I still can't believe Magnath actually was pool 3 at one point. Like, that's so funny. I can't believe this dude used to be pool 3. That's so funny. And he actually was losing in pool 3 too, which is hilarious.
And that shows you that if you actually work hard and try to improve, you can actually get better at StarCraft, which explains why I've never improved.
So true. But actually though, like literally 1 year ago, Magnath was sitting in pool 3 and losing to your bro Chris in to his fucking proxy marauders and shit. And now here Magnath is in pool
and that's the
number
power
1
of
somehow.
Protoss.
That's true. Alright, the first Reaper is going to try to do something. As usual, it does nothing. We'll actually get a Ling, though, which is actually more than what it normally does, so that's very nice. Now we're going to get met up with the next few Reapers as well. So is Lily able to identify the fact that this is going to be a multi-Rax Reaper opener, more than just 2 as well? Things could get very out of hand if we don't really notice this soon enough.
Something to kind of point out, Lily did play the little bit more greedy version of this opener, and oh, we do lose a Reaper, which is extremely unfortunate over here for Frogos, but Lily did pull out of gas early, so the speed is going to be later than it could have been. Third base did go down before speed, and it does look like we are going to lose this first queen right here, but another Reaper going down, absolutely disastrous for Frogo, who still has no natural, but unfortunately not confirmed.
Yeah, this is honestly a bit chaotic from both. Definitely a sloppy attack and a sloppy defense, losing a queen and 8 lings and a couple of reapers already. We really don't want to be losing reapers versus slow lings and queens. It's not the best, look, for sure. As we're gonna lose potentially another reaper, but barely pulls it back in time. So nicely done there. We should be able to get that healed on up to go for the next round.
I mean, speed's almost done. Like, this game's over. Like, Lily has won this game.
Damn, Uncommon doing the
those
pro
first
gamer
2
Reapers,
losing those first 2 Reapers was disastrous, and I mean, we're gonna get a couple more of these Reapers surrounded. We're gonna lose a couple more. Some very nice Reaper micro right here, but we're just kind of running out of space.
Yeah, this is not looking too good for Frogos, as every single Reaper is surely gonna die eventually. Maybe not though. Hold up, the micro actually pretty good once we get a nice open spot here. So now Lilypad actually just lost a shit ton of lings.
Yeah, but it turns out if you have
everything.
3 bases and the CC is not done in the natural for the Terran player, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it is still pretty, you know, it's at least okay
and we're still
for
making
Frogos
Reapers
to do this. Oh.
This seems like an unfortunate surround.
Oh, that's so brutal. After all that work, and we just lose them all anyways. Oof. Oof. Well,
all right, and I am very excited to see how hard Frogos is planning on coping this game.
yeah. I mean, oh, and then one of the Reapers popping out on the wrong side. That's so brutal. I don't know even how that happened. As we can literally just rally point to the other side, but that's a little unfortunate. And I mean, yeah, I mean, with the CC being so late here, we're gonna get another round of insane amount of drones. 12
Look
actually.
At these double eBays.
Yeah. Wait, he's still making
didn't
Reapers.
You mention that Frogos used to be 5,300?
Yes, I did say that.
Wow, Terran is a magical race.
Yeah. Yep. We're only able to actually build off of one of these eBays as well, by the way. We're waiting desperately for the 100 gas to get the second one. There we do go. So that'll at least come out eventually. And a third CC getting thrown down very early as well. Just barely out of vision range of that Overlord, so that's nice. But Frogos realizing how far behind he is and just kind of has to find some way to get back into this game. So the double eBay and the fast third CC is going to be his attempt to find an avenue back in it. Corners need to be cut somewhere, and this is what he's going to try to go for. And we'll see if Lily is able to punish this attempted response, or I guess follow-up, I mean.
I am very excited to see this bio transition off of Stim not started at 6:30.
We don't even have a
And no
tech
tech
lab. We don't have a single tech. We're
Oh, I
still
guess we're just
making
massing
Reapers.
Reapers.
Wait, what?
This is a little Chad, I have to say. But there's
Holy shit.
there's 10 roaches on the way, so I think the game is how do you spell it? O-V-E-R?
Yeah, that is indeed how you spell it. I am an English teacher and can confirm that, so you're good on that at least.
A couple more barracks on the way.
I can't believe this. He's just massing Reapers with 1/1 upgrades and a 3rd CC. This is insane.
This is a perfect time to reiterate to the fans that there is nothing wrong with being pool 2.
There's everything wrong with being full 2. Oh my god. Alright, here he goes. The
Look
plus
at this
1
support
Reapers.
Marine.
Yeah. Wait for me, guys! Hold up! Oh my god, where are you going? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna get surrounded by lings. What the fuck?
So I'm assuming we're just gonna GG when we see the roaches.
And Ravagers, too. Holy shit. I mean, we're already losing to the lings. Holy moly, what are we supposed to be doing here as Mr. Frogos? As we send out a single Reaper grenade, we need a lot more than that if we want to define this fight as a victory here. Finally throwing out all those nades, but it's just doing really not much at all, to be honest with you, as it's going to be very difficult to micro versus this number of roaches and Ravagers.
Reaper's actually cracked?
No.
Not that cracked.
Yeah, this one's definitely over. This one is looking rough.
Look, a third is finished for both players. It's a macro game.
It is a macro game. Surprisingly, how many workers do we have? Was it 65? We don't quite have the... Wait, do we have the magical 100? Is that 65 plus 37 equal 100?
Well, we're definitely at 100 now.
Alright, there we go, yes. So, Heroku was correct on the 100 worker between both of them count. They do know actually how to get to that point. But yeah, I mean, eventually Frogos should realize that there's not much hope left in this game, as there's just so many Zerg units barreling down the middle of the map to come and walk on in.
I heard that Lily and Frogos made a deal before this series. They were like, what if each game went an hour?
Holy shit. I would
Alright,
actually
well, we
die.
opened the door to let us in, so the game is over now, and there's the GG.
I am so relieved to see these games ending as they are after what we saw yesterday, dude. I don't even know what I would do if I had to sit through another hour and a half best of 2 of just the most boring turtle TVZ play you've ever seen.
I remember tuning in, and it was like 10 minutes into the first game, and then I went on 2 shows and actually got a lease at work, a lease to Penthouse, and then I turned back the stream on and I saw Goblin and Anacor were still playing, and it blew my mind.
Oh my god, dude. You did not miss anything. Nothing happened that series. It was insane. Oh, I was losing my mind, dude. The fact that that was...
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it was so ridiculous. What?
I am so surprised at the map pick that Frogos has done right here. Crimson Court, one of my favorite maps. I think my favorite part about this is how the Terran player can rally to one spot and it protects both the natural and the third.
Yeah, this map is definitely very good for the defensive players. Frogos, though, looking like he's going to go for yet another 2 Rex Reaper opener. Potentially 3, actually, as that didn't really stop him last game, so... We'll see if it ends up going a little bit better for him this time. Not losing those initial 2 Reapers would be a good start. So we'll see.
I did like the build. Seemed like a fun thing to burst down on ladder.
Unfortunately, this isn't ladder dying. This is the streets. This is the real deal right here. Nothing more legit than ATL.
For all the $1 dues.
Yeah. 1,200 of them, in fact, which is the sickest prize pool we've ever raised for any of these events. So yeah, I mean, it's very sick. I mean, you've been supporting the league ever since season 1, so very based OG for that. But I mean, getting all these new people as well, putting in so much money for the new prize pool is excellent to see, and it also makes it so that way we can have an easy, what's the word? I don't know. I can easily put it on the TL sidebar is what I'm saying here. Because it actually has, this league has worth. It's not just some random shitter community tournament anymore. We actually have sick prize pools, so I can use that as evidence to show Wax Angel that I deserve to have this on the sidebar of TL, and so now it is, and it's very cool.
That's true. So if you were doing a top 10 list of StarCraft tournaments all time,
Yeah.
where would you rank ATP? Above Dark?
Absolutely, yes. The ATL as a whole is better than Dark's entire career. That is correct. The pure just you know, just the purity of our friendship and the camaraderie of this league is just straight up better than one pro gamer's multi-championship level caliber play. So yeah,
That's true. Dark's good, but he's no Rain.
and he's definitely no your bro Chris. All right, so we're getting some Reapers finally across the map here, as it is going to just be the... Oh, no, it is 3x. Never mind. It is exactly the same opener this time from Frogo, so we'll see if he's able to fix this up, as the first time, obviously, it did not quite go what he wanted to, and doesn't want to get that Reaper surrounded. Luckily, does not. Keeps that out of bay, but it's going to be a super fast Roach War and out of lily pad as well.
This is a 3-rev. And at the same time, we've already taken so much damage on these Lings. I don't think this 3-rev is going to work. Unfortunately, as Zerg, when you're doing a cheese versus cheese, generally the other races are just in a little bit more solid spot. Zerg cheeses are reasonably committed, and losing this first Ravager has got to hurt. And we've lost all these Lings, and there are still 5 Reapers right here just absolutely exploding everything. The Lings are just being deleted. Now, we do lose a Reaper, and that is a huge loss over here for Frogos, but Lilypad on absolutely 0 economy. Already lost 2 Roaches, and the Queen is not long for this world, but a really, really, really good surround over here on the Reapers. Oh, could we fully commit? Oh
my god, wow. This is actually a pretty good defense after all of that was said. Out of Lilypad here, I mean, it was seeming like they were going to get snowballed on, but now getting a lot of Reapers with this, with these big packs of Speedlings coming out here. Even trying to use the line of sight blockers, but oh my god, getting surrounded in the corner here. Oh man, Lilypad on fire in this series.
That being said, we are don't have any kill potential here. Obviously, I'm surprised that this Roach is still kind of running across the map, but I guess we're just kind of poking the wall and seeing what's happening. Does see the bunker starting and everything. Just kind of pokes these Reapers just a little bit, and this Roach is not long for this world.
Damn, killed him in the air. Oh my god, the depot just flung his corpse in the air like a fucking orca throwing a seal. That was sick. That was awesome. Never seen that before. Yeah, actually keeping that Queen alive from Lilypad is also pretty sick. The fact that it's gonna give her a little bit more injects and whatnot after such a economically deficient opener is gonna allow her to get back into this just a little bit. So defends the Reapers, and even though we were pretty far behind on the economy, are able to just bring it right back a little bit here. Surely she needs to be going for a 3rd base soon, right? Or is she just going to do a later 2-base all in?
Soon, but because we lost all the Lings, and Frogo still has some Reapers left and everything, it's kind of scary to just shove it down, because I mean you don't have any creep spread to get to it, and one of your Queens is already super low. So I'm assuming Lily just wanted to kind of drone up and get a little bit of forces before we poke out here and take the 3rd. And it's perfectly fine, just because the natural was so delayed over here from Frogos. Now, we are seeing 2 buildings that I was not aware that Frogos knew how to build, both the factory and the starport.
Also a tech lab and reactor, so 4 buildings actually that I had no idea that Frogos knew existed. Yeah. And the stem upgrade. Oh my god, he's not gonna make only Reapers. Holy shit.
Is Frogos aware that Reapers can't stem?
Oh my god, I don't know if he does. It's a very good question, actually. He probably just thinks that every unit in the game benefits from it, surely, right?
So we are doing we've got a Bane Nest and a layer, and I honestly have no idea what we're doing over here. But yeah.
Yeah, this is a weird response from Lilypad. I feel like we could easily have just droned up to hell and then just gotten a 3rd base and then just been totally fine to play it normal with our Roach defense as well versus any potential follow-up Reapers, but We've kind of stuck ourselves here on 2 bases for quite a long time with really not many drones. So instead it looks like we're maybe going to do some sort of 2-base Roach Bane all-in, question mark? Is that what's going to be happening?
We are mining out the gold minerals here on the bottom, so maybe just the third over here on the side.
Yeah, so this is the weird part about all this, right? Is that we're getting all these gold minerals. Is this just because they're gold minerals and it's like a little bit of extra income here?
I love
because we're not because we've had this open for a long time to actually take a third, but now we're finally going for it. Okay, so we will get this. Yeah, no, this is just a very weird build.
I was originally thinking this was going to be like maybe like mutas or something like that, but haven't taken that 4th gas. I don't see any Spire on the way or anything like that, so it looks like we're just kind of poking up here and pressuring. Now, we do cancel the bunker on the low ground, but I do think that there's enough forces over here from Frogos that with the wall, there's just really not a lot of chance of Lily being able to get in here, barring some absolute heinous mistake from Frogos.
Yeah, we're even going to send the Reapers out here ahead of here, which I do quite like, because it's just going to get a little bit of map control and also potentially split Heroku, or sorry, Heroku, Lily Pad up a little bit. Amazingly, though, Combat Shield is nowhere close to finished. So this fight could get a little sketchy if we are not quite clean on the splits with these Marines.
A lot of Banes already, but not a lot of creep spread over here. That being said, taking this third down here at the bottom is going to end up being very nice because it's going to force Frogos to kind of push in a very scary direction if he wants to actually commit onto any of the Zerg structures. So it does end up being a really good decision, even with the third being extremely late. No third CC over here from Frogos, so we are just hard committing over here. I mean, I guess only 7 SCVs on the natural, so we're just going to have to see what can be done. And the tank is immediately taken out by the Biles. So very strong start over here from Lily.
Yeah, I do like the little snipe on that that tank there. Very nicely done. I wonder if Frogos even realizes, I mean, he's probably realized now, that there's no third base at the top here. So that is maybe gonna put some weird alarms going off. But here we go with the actual attack from Lilypad to try and bust through. The unit count really just seems like it's not there right now, as the Banelings don't quite get the biggest connections that they're hoping for. And now the stemmed bio, provided they don't get hit by Biles, is going to be able to do a pretty decent job here to go forward. Needs to be careful with these tanks as well. He is putting both of them right next to each other, so they are very vulnerable to getting Bile down together, which could be a bit risky, but the Bile is getting thrown down on the Marines instead, as the Banelings do finally finish up, and we'll try to connect onto them, but will not be able to do so, as we now do get those Biles on top of those double tanks, and that's going to be a double kill right there for Lilypad, and that's extremely crucial for her if she wants to find a win in this second game.
And the 4th tank was actually picked off by this small link pack that was sent behind the forces. Also ended up killing a lot of the Marines. So this Bioforce completely forced staff, and they're returning home. And this third is starting to be saturated, at least a little bit. It doesn't look like Frogos ever has any idea of increasing his worker account. So we're just going to poke here at the front, and with no bunker and a lot of units dead, I think that we are now in a very scary spot. But the flank over here by the Marines is going to force Lily to just kind of force in. But the medevac sniped by the Biles from downtown. Now, the Zerg force is going to be lost, so Lily is going to have to make some units at home again, but there is no transition over here from Frogos, no upgrades on the way, so we are just completely all in. Even a Marauder started.
I can't believe that we had that random flank from the medevacs, like loading randomly over here with the tank as well. The tank actually was able to kill a couple of the reinforcing roaches too, which was really funny. So just a really weird and overall engagement and exchange there by both players. But I mean, we are saying that Frogos is kind of all in here, which he kind of is. But I mean, Lilypad's on 47 drones. Like, her economy is not good. Like, this is still not really a great game for Lilypad, all things considered. We're making a bunch of spore crawlers in our main base as well, because we're scared of a medevac drop that's not even coming over there, which is instead at the third base, which is a little bit risky because obviously this can get killed off pretty quickly here, and the 4th base surely is going to get killed off here. No way we can keep that one alive. But now with this 3rd base being so low, it's very vulnerable to another attack eventually later. And that might be able to come out here because we're going to have another medevac going to the top, and that's really going to start to spread lily pad thin.
We also have 26 drones mining our natural, and a very interesting decision by Lily to get both attack upgrades and not end up getting Carapace against a bio player. We're really going to have to see how that works out. Now this Spore does at least force the boost out, but the drop is here in the main. A nice little counter attack out here from Lily. And we do kind of get on these units, and pretty decent hit. Tank immediately taken out, but there are still this drop in the main doing a lot of work, and I'm not sure that this counterattack by Lily is worth it. Lings are trying to clean this up, but the medevac still does have energy. We do finally take this out, but the drop pushing into Lily's 3rd, just absolutely deleting all of the drones, and the only army left is these 4 Ravagers, just an absolute terrible spot over here for Lily. We do finally transport these drones over here to the new 3rd building, but being on 2 base at 13 minutes as a Zerg player is just not a good feeling, and these Ravs are not long for the world as the Marauders are going to go ahead and clean them up.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate for Lilypad because right as those second drops started getting thrown out is exactly when she was out on the map trying to go for that counterattack. And just getting completely caught off guard with the medevac in the main base, just having to use reinforcements and try and kill it, but then they got choked up on the minerals, so then it was just a really inefficient trade for them, and it just ended up being way too many units all over the place for Lilypad to deal with. And now, like you said, being stuck here on 2 bases with no real way to actually stop these medevacs from doing anything continually, just dropping non-stop. It's just going to be so awkward here for Lilypad to actually keep going in this game. We've got 3 more drones getting killed off as well. We're down to only 42 in total, with a 3rd base now set up for Frogos. And just the drops continuing to get sent across the map here. There's nothing that Lilypad can do against this except for trying another base trade.
Now there isn't a lot of units over here, and both of these forward tanks are in a little bit of a precarious position, but not a very scary army hover from Lily, and no Carapace, which really, really, really means that your Lings and your Banelings are just absolutely deleted against the bio.
We were trying to go for this attack over at the 3rd base as Lilypad, but we can just lift off and run away as the bio on the other side of the map is not getting dealt with whatsoever, and the Ravagers at the front barely killing anything at all as well. There's just nothing here for Lilypad as a GG is thrown out, and yet another 1-1 comes out in this absolute banger of an ATL match.
That was 15 minutes of goodness right there.
God, it's so much more interesting when the players actually fight each other instead of just sit back and do nothing for an hour and a half like yesterday. Oh my god, this series is just so much better in every way.
Glad I'm casting this one and not yesterday.
Oh, dude. No one wanted to cast what was happening yesterday. It was insane. Alright, well, another 1-1 here, as it is now 3-3, as it is the first to 6 to win. So still a couple more games left to be played. We'll be going over to the desk to get their thoughts as we also set up the next series here. Welcome back, Analyst Desk. A very much more entertaining TVZ compared to yesterday. And Heroku, you were basically dead on when it came to all of the predictions for what would happen. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Any thoughts about what
I know my
happened?
shitty diamond player Zergs. Into your turns.
Any thoughts about what happened overall?
Well, yeah, I think game 1, Frogo has been experimenting with the Reaper all-in because, well, he loves his Reapers and he wants to be like Eupheromal was 5 years ago, but there's a reason he's retired and makes YouTube content now. That build doesn't work, really at all, especially when you're against someone who usually makes more units than drones. So, yeah. Also,
Yeah.
To be fair, Golden Aura, terrible map for that build. There is no open ground for the Reapers, no very good jump spots. It's kind of easy to secure all your 3 base, which is kind of when this type of build doesn't work anymore.
Yeah,
But,
I would agree
I feel
with
like
you.
game 1, he's trying something, he pigeonholes himself into a bad position. In game 2, plays it with the transition, a little bit more macro, and it goes over much better. And also, not that Lily tried to adapt in a more like conservative way, and it didn't really work out. I do agree with you and Dine that like the 3rd base is kind of, even if you can't mine off of it immediately, it's still good for the production. It gives you more energy on the queens for transfuse to play defensive or to just creep. And the fast layer, it can, if you know your opponent's committed to Mass Reaper, you can do some weird like quick muta trade base type of plays. But if it's just for road speed and Bane speed, it's not gonna go over that well, especially if the transition to actual bio army.
Yep, a bit unfortunate. Go Puncher, any other thoughts about that series, or should we go on to the next one?
Not really. Just move on.
Great. Yeah, and it's going to be Mars Bar versus Goober3, which is Tolo
Goober
here
3.
in the Pool 3 match. A ZVZ for the ages. Both players also... Well, actually, maybe... I kind of keep thinking Tolo's like a cheeser, but actually he's not really, isn't he?
Well, Turlo cheesed his way to like 4.4, because I do remember when I was playing and coaching him a little bit, like 2 years ago, he got up to like slightly higher than me, and I wanted to just be barely above, so I just like grinded like 3-4 games. So yeah, it should be like 4.4 or really high 4.3. And then he was like, I'll go back to macro, and he fell down like 500 MMR plus. Which, you know, what happens when you spam one build and then you try to diversify? It's normal. So, but now he's been omega coached by Fiant, and apparently he's super cracked in ZVZ.
Oh.
And considering the games I had with Marsbar on ZVZ, where it's a very shaky matchup unless you have a very good grasp on it. So if Tolo is really playing peak and really well, and Mars didn't prepare some really insane stuff that Tolo has never seen, it should be a Tolo win from the information I have.
Fair enough. Go Puncher, any other thoughts on what the ZVZ has in store?
Yeah, well, having seen Mars ZVC a little bit earlier in the season, I'm kind of believing in Tolo in this one. I feel like Marsbar has looked a little bit shaky, and especially if he has been getting coaching from Fiant, I believe that he might be too much at this point.
Yeah, Mars has definitely looked a little bit shaky overall. I would say it's been unfortunate for him. I think he does have some interesting stuff that he can throw out that's kind of fun and very volatile and can just really catch someone off guard. So perhaps he might be able to throw something like that out this series. We will see. Are you predicting a 2-0 for Tolo here, Mr. GP?
Absolutely. He's also a former teammate from the previous season of ATL, so I know that he's goated.
Goated with the sauce from GP. Okay. Heroku, are you also saying a 2-0?
Well, I want to believe in Marsbar taking a map. It's gonna be hard, but I want to say 1-1 for the fan, for the hype of the match, and because I believe Mars has something.
All right. Well, we'll see, as the name of the game so far has been 1-1s overall. So we'll see if that continues here into the next series. Thank you. When we will be back in just a little bit with you guys, as we will be going back over to our wonderful caster desk with Dine Common. A ZVZ here for you, Dine. Some more Zerg action. I'm sure you're, again, very excited to see it. Are we expecting another 1-1?
A 1-1 would be cool. I do think that Fiant is a good coach, and so we could have a little Goober 3 action. I honestly think that we're going to see an Eric opener, if I could guess.
Can you run down what an Eric opener is for the non-Zergs, myself included?
It's the Extractor Trick into 15 hatch, Extractor Trick into OV pool. Gets your double queen and the lings out 8 seconds faster, which in this matchup where a lot of people like to be extremely aggressive, it's really good. Now, you do see Marsbar going ahead and dropping the 12 pool, so no 13-12, so probably going to end up going into like a macro build, but it does look like I was completely wrong, and Goober 3 will be doing the 16 hatch, so we're going to really have to see how the drone pool and defense is. Now, one interesting thing about this matchup is it does change per map, but when you initially see the first set of lings is kind of the tell for whether it's a 12 pool or a 13-12, and whether or not you should pull your drones down. So very excited to see what the response is.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this. Oh, it is going to be the drone pull as well out of Marsbar. So there we do have it. Spicy as all hell out of him. Just kidding.
And unfortunately,
we
16
are coming back.
Wait, what?
He wanted to put the minerals back, and now we go.
What?
All right.
I guess we didn't want to go too early.
That too. I just want to get some get the extra minerals there, and also just queue it up with the lings as well. So now we're gonna be going across the map here, as Tolo will get the scout on it as well, but spawning pool not even finished here for him, so we'll have to see a very decisive response here out of Goober 3, as everything is coming across the map save for a single drone out of Marsbar. I'm not really sure what the correct response is, but let's see what happens.
So in general, you just want to delay as much as possible and then get spines up. Committing early is very bad because you don't have any links. Now, I am very interested to see if the just keeping the drones back is going to end up being a mistake. The damage on the hatchery just doesn't really matter that much. And very surprised not to see any spines started over here.
Yeah, I mean, this is honestly not actually looking that great for Mars, I feel like. But I mean, the spines are going to get up, so that's going to swing things really heavily here. But the full surround on the 2 spines is pretty big, but we're going to back off as the drones come back up as well. Actually, which I think is fine, because we don't really need to actually commit onto these, as we have the worker advantage, and we're going to have more lings coming out, because Marsbar really did kind of flub it a little bit with the micro and got surrounded very early, and that is going to be a full-on hold for Tolo. Goober 3 coming in hot with the defense of the unscouted 12 pool drone pool, and Marsbar is going to run back home with his drones to try and macro out of it, question mark? Surely not.
You remember how I was saying that Terran and Protoss players in this league are massive copers?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out that I am actually just extremely biased, and it's all races.
Yeah, no, it's everybody. Everyone's a fucking coping ass shit in this league, dude. It's
not
insane.
me. I leave games when they're even all the time.
Yeah, no. We respect an early leaving king. Don't worry, we do see that.
Yeah. Look, I know the importance of the early game, and in order to practice my early game as much as possible, sometimes you just have to leave a game and get another one started.
That's true. That's a very good point. So yeah, Goober 3 is going to send over the lings as he realizes that the game is absolutely over and not going to let Marsbar back into this one. We actually finally have a pool 3 player with some amount of killer instinct for once, thank God, as that will be a victory for Goober 3, putting the Goobers in the lead here 4-3 overall. So if he's able to take the second one, it's also going to then put them in a very nice spot to close it out in the final series of the day.
So in general, with that build, you make 3 spines and not 2, but I think that Marsbar's biggest mistake was just committing too early and ended up losing a lot of his lings and drones, because really the idea is to let the spines get up and then move them in range of the hatch, because once they are up and hitting the hatch, then it puts onus on the hatch first player to actually do something.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. I also feel like he could have done a better job of just trying to surround the first couple lings that were spawning and just nab those and then get out of there. But when he tried to do that, he did get the first 2 surrounded, but then he also accidentally got all of his lings and drones surrounded. And then he tried to run them away, and then they just died because they were surrounded. So a bit unfortunate, sloppy execution on the micro out of Marsbar. Honestly, kind of losing it for him there in the end, and then just not able to keep the spines up, like you said. A bit unfortunate for him. So we'll see if there's anything different here this game number 2.
Now we are seeing an Eric opener over here out of Mars Bar. Now this can be played into macro, but the classic response whenever you're doing this is to go into the 2-base Roach. Very strong. Yeah, it just looks like another 16 hatch over here from Goober3.
What about the Eric opener makes it so good for a 2-base Roach play?
So you're sacrificing tech and you're sacrificing your 3rd base timing to get your natural minerals saturated faster. And so because your lings are faster, you basically send, like, as soon as your pool's done, you make a set of lings from your natural hatch, and you're pretty much guaranteed to get like a full scout of the base unless your opponent's doing like an early pool or also doing an Eric opener and has the like units ready to block. So against that hatch first, you're gonna 100% know the gas timing and how much is mined and pretty much everything that's going on. Plus, you can play greedy and just skip your 3rd queen, and it just kind of makes everything hit a little bit faster.
I see. Okay. Well, we'll see what the decision ends up being here from Mars, as you will be going into those queens and the gas here to start getting that up a little bit as well. So you're saying he's going to basically just send these lings across the map and get a full scout on what's going on? Is that what's happening?
That's generally the idea. Now, I don't think... Oh, well, I thought he was going to send it across, and then he kept him at home. But in general, when the pool finishes, you want to send the 2 lings across and see what's going on. That being said, I don't think this is going to be the Roach version because we did end up taking gas late. Normally, if you wanted to do the Roach all-in, you would take gas... with your 17th drone, because that enables you to start layer as soon as your first queen is done in the main. So it does look like we are going to see a macro response out of here. The other tell is just, queens 3 and 4 being built. But 3rd already started over here from Goober3, only made 2 lings total. So very greedy. Going speed, but we have left into gas. So I'd imagine we'll probably see a Bane Nest. Well, it's already started. I'm just dumb.
Yes, that is correct. We do have the Bane Nest on the way, and it's going to be the Roaches out of Mars Bar here. Will not be the super fast lair version of it, but it will just be a Roach Warren nonetheless. Did he get the scout on the Bane Nest yet? No, he did not see that so far, but potentially would be good to know that is potentially on the way. There's no Evo Chamber or other Roach Warren from Tolo here. Is he going to go for an actual... Oh, never mind, there's the Evo Chamber. Okay, never mind. I was going to say...
Yeah, I think this is just going to be defensive, but we did end up sniping the Overlord. One nice part about the Eric 2 is you get your double queen really fast, and killing that Overlord did end up supply blocking Goober3 for quite a bit.
He's still supply blocked.
Yeah.
And he hasn't realized it yet. This is a bit unfortunate for Mr. Tolo here, as he is... Oh, never mind. He has just got an Overlord. I guess it just snuck by on the production tab, and there we go. Okay,
I am not sure where these queens are going, but it looks like they're going to snipe another Overlord. Very interesting decision, honestly, with Goober3 playing with these lings, because I would imagine that these queens are actually not long for this world.
Oh my god, and it's not even
and the Overlord is
saved.
saved. Oh, no, we get to get the Overlord, but is it worth losing these queens? I think not. And we do confirm that the Roaches are out, so there is no Roach speed or anything, and it looks like we're just going to go for a Roach Baneling all in. So, yeah, not a bad decision against a player right here, but Roach Warren is done. Double spine on the way from Goober3, and yeah, we're just making units.
I mean, is it
well,
honestly...
we would be making units.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it honestly not that bad? Because I mean, we supply blocked him. We don't need those 2 queens back at home.
44 out of 90 supply.
Oh my god. A laser moment here in this game as Tolo's desperately trying to get units set up here on the defensive while also sending his lings on the other side for a counter-offensive, but there is a wall. Just kidding, it's not a wall, as Mars Bar has not seen my wall-off guides. The Baneling's just running in straight to the natural. Will get on top of all the drones, kill every single one of them. A massive move here as the lings on the other side trying to kill off the natural of Mars Bar. Will be able to do that pretty decently as well, as the spine crawlers will get up on the defensive here for Tolo. Will be able to hold the line for now. I mean, but Marsbar sitting here now without a natural.
Now, all the drones are still alive, which is really nice. Interesting decision to hold position the lanes because they are going to all be cleaned up for pretty close to free. And we are just have a massive worker lead right here, but a little bit of an army advantage over here, and the upgrade advantage could end up being absolutely huge in this fight. +1 already done over here for Goober 3, and Carapace is only halfway. And attacking this Roach Horn in the front is essentially going to put Mars on a timer, so no Roach speed for you.
Yeah, I mean, no roaches either, and that's going to be making it very difficult here to defend because we only have a few roaches compared to our opponent. We do have a couple queens on the defensive as well, but the concave is pretty decent for Goober 3, but I think maybe the defender's advantage should just barely be enough here, and this is not going to spell the end for it just yet.
But upgrade's good.
Yes, that is true, but I don't think he actually has enough units to fully on-attack this right now, and I think Mars also doesn't have the units to actually push it across the map all the way. He's gonna just try to get those few low health roaches and get out of here. Oh wow, the range on that roach was insane. What the fuck? Why did that look so huge? Okay, interesting.
Now, the other big thing about the push out, in addition to killing the Roach Warren, is it did force Marsbar to make a bunch of units instead of drones when Mars really wanted to be droning. So now we are settled into a significant worker advantage. Third is going down over here from Goober 3, and Layer is finishing up, so we're going to see Roach speed. Bam! Started immediately. Nice timing. Oh, yeah. Did we end up pulling the drone back? I thought we were going to. Take a third. Oh nope, there it is.
Yeah, both players eventually going to take this third.
Kind of
this
poking again.
Drone, what is it doing?
I don't know.
Surely it's going to make a hatchery eventually. Now
oh my god, are we going to kill it?
No way. Okay.
That would have been sick.
That would be so funny.
And we are taking the linear third over here, which can be very tough to hold on this map.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice out of Marsbar. I mean, there is a roach over at the other third base, but I mean, he's got plenty of roaches of his own that he could easily go and take that out with, so I wonder what the decision is there. But regardless, there's going to be a very fast roach speed and a +2 attack here for Mr. Tolo, so any attack that he does want to eventually do, he will have the greater numbers and the greater utility with that fast speed there. So Marsbar definitely is going to have a bit of a timing window that he's going to have to, I don't know, I guess just kind of avoid here. Because if Tolo wants to actually just go on full with the roach attack with this +2 finishing, I think it might be a bit difficult for Mars to hold on.
I do think that we may run into the classic problem of more stuff beats less stuff in this game. The 20 army supply advantage while also being up workers for a while. Oh man, and now we're at 30 for a second. Yeah, this could definitely turn into a very bad situation over here for Marsbar. And are we moving out right now? Yeah, we are. So yeah, now there is a nice little lane counterattack. However, we are not taking the linear third, and we have not mined out these minerals, so it is going to end up being pretty much worthless.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Mars as well, because he was trying to go for this nice little timing that he thought he had with the roach speed finishing and +1, but little does he know that his opponent also is doing that, but just better, with more roaches, also Ravagers, and a +2 finishing behind it here too. So again, everything just kind of favoring Tolo overall here. I mean, there is one Carapace upgrade for Marsbar as well, but the fact that there's the roaches trying to go right into these Ravagers as well is going to make it very difficult. Marsbar trying to snipe a few Ravagers, gets one, but then realizing he's way in over his head, has to hightail it out of there, and Tolo, with a massive army disparity here, is easily, I think, going to be just able to run it right through, killing Overlords non-stop as well with these bios. Very nicely done. I mean, there's just so little here for Marsbar. His army supply is getting doubled right now. Oh my god, he one-shot those Evos.
Not shoving through, we just kind of poke the front, deny the upgrades and stuff, and set up our concave. But I mean, at this point, I think that we have realized that the game is essentially over, and we are just waiting for the G2 to be typed out.
That is correct. I also forgot to upgrade the score that entire time, so you might have thought this was game 1, but it wasn't. It was actually game 2, and Goober3, Tolo himself, is able to take the 2-0 to put his team 1 map away from winning and going on to the playoffs. Goober leader, this is Goober3, over. I just secured a 2-0. You can send it on home, over. Actually, wait, no, I should be saying that over to Pool. Goober 4, this is Goober 3. I have put us 1 map away from victory. Send it on in to end the series, please. Over. There we go. Nice. All right. So yeah, it's going to be all up to Mr. Stonester to send this over, and we'll see if he's able to do it.
Can someone clip that for me?
Yes,
Thank
someone
you.
clip that. Yes, there you go. Clip my stream and send it around places so that way it gets bigger. That's perfect. Great. I'm going to send it over to the desk. See what we got going on over there. So that way we can continue on here with this excellent series. Hello, my desk people. Welcome on back. We finally did not have a 1-1. It is a 2-0 as we predicted for Mr. Goober 3 Tolo himself. An excellent showing from him in this series. Go Puncher, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty much what I expected to be like, considering that Tolo is indeed goated, as I said.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great series out of him. Very dominant, I would say. Heroku, any special thoughts about how that ZVZ unfolded?
Well, especially game 1, the nerves to like not completely freak out at this build. Even though Mosbar really fucked it, like he pulled too early, so he didn't have enough money. I feel like he pulled too many drones, and then he couldn't get the 3 spines that you're supposed to get, so he only got 2. The fact that Tolo didn't like jump on the spines, or keep mining gas, or he just stayed super calm and like conserved everything, and then went in with the first 8 lanes that you get out. It's really cool, really good from him. And game 2, it's a bit more messy. It's the type of games you get more often in this level, where you play pretty well and then you make some kind of big mistake, but the macro doesn't keep up, so you can kind of get back into it. So yeah, overall very strong showing from Tolo. He's been showing improvement within this league, even though he came out swinging already. So as someone who was supposed to be in the pool 4 and barely got into pool 3, it's really good. Like the fact that he's able to hang with everyone at this point, it's promising for Goobers down the line if they qualify, and pretty good showing from Tolo.
Yeah, I agree 100% with everything there. Definitely showing up is Tolo in this season for sure. The next match is going to be the Pool 4 banger match that I'm sure we're all very excited for. It's going to be absolutely epic. It is Zarila going against Stonester, who is the fill-in for Ezreal, I think is who he's filling in, right? Yes, that's correct. Ezreal has had to drop out of the league, but that is unfortunate. But we do still appreciate Ezreal for playing and also for donating an insane amount into the prize pool. So he's always super goated in the sauce for that. But yeah, an excellent PVZ here. Pool 4 always extremely entertaining to watch as well, as it's never perfect, but that's why it's so fun. Go Puncher, what are you looking forward to in this this final potential match here?
I am not entirely sure, because I don't really know Stonester at all. I don't think I've seen any of his games either. No idea how he plays. But we are looking at pool 4, and at that level, if he's at all cheesy, he might be very, very dangerous. Because Zerg has a lot of these shaningas that are often at the lower levels very hard to hold, because people just don't scout or cannot read into it, or they panic. So I believe that also, well, yeah, I think on the other hand, Zarila has also been improving quite a bit over the season, so I would be hard pressed to imagine seeing him being too old here either. So I think for once in this particular cast of ATL, I'm going to go for a 1-1 here.
All right. A 1-1 will send it for the Goobers, though. They only do need that one map, so if you're a Goober fan, then that is really all you are hoping for from Stonester here. Heroku, what do you think is going to be going on?
Well, I don't know which order this match has been played. I'm fairly certain it's mostly replays because
they're all
can't
replays
play right now. Yeah, okay. So I don't know which order it is, but if you're only looking for one map and it's ZVP, you're in pool 4, your captain is Fiant, and you can have direct access to Lorimbo, you might have at least 17 builds you can do. So, you know, he's got options, easy to execute, hard to beat, difficult to scout. So depending on how Zarela is feeling, how much he knows what's going on, how much the other told him, and help the preps, because Mars Bar is also pretty versatile. So maybe Mars Bars can also like look at what Fiant has been playing and try to prep Zarela. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, if you're looking for one map, I feel like even if you're here to prove yourself, because you know you just replaced someone. So I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen. I don't want to predict anything.
Oh, come on, you gotta predict something.
Okay,
I'll give me a score.
I'll say 1-1. I'll say 2-0 for Frogify, just so we have an ace match and it's hype.
Nice.
But realistically, Goobers got this if they do something. If they use some kind of sick build, or if Stonester is just goating for no reason.
Yeah, I think I saw him play his one other series the other week, but I can't really remember how well he played, to be honest. So I can't really remember either. But yeah, I would not be surprised if the Goobers end up winning it all right here, right now. But I guess we will see, as we will be joining back with you guys after this match, as I will be joining the caster desk with Mr. Dine Common. And I'm very excited for this, because I just kind of enjoy watching some of these Pool 4 matches, especially because some of these players are also new to the league as well, and it's just always nice to see some newcomers play and have fun and just kind of get involved in the community and all this stuff in general. So Zarela has kind of... I guess just owned up to everything and just, he's always in the feedback channels asking for help on his games. We've been helping him for a while, and then the fact that he's also in these ATL matches and just trying his best out with the big uns is very fun to see.
I agree, and if we're really lucky, we could get 2 1-hour PvZ late games.
There's no way, dude. There's no way. These games are not going to last that long whatsoever.
Now, we did see the immediate pro pool, so we are max packs out here going for the hatch block, which it does look like we're 16 hatches over here on the FML side.
Yeah, I'm actually, this is kind of funny because the thing that I also wanted to talk about is how Zarela this whole season has been getting mega coached by Guitar King. Guitar King has been literally making like PowerPoint slides and everything of builds to give to Zarela to tell him how to do these different builds. And at first it wasn't working out that well, as he tried, some aggressive stuff that just the execution wasn't quite there for. But then it started to kind of come together a little bit, and Zarela's actually been able to get a couple of points on the board for his team throughout the season, which is super sick to see. So there's no doubt that this hatch block here is fully because of Guitar King telling him when to do that. And I mean, it's kind of just cool to see because it does work out. We got the hatch block successfully done over here. It's going to force Stonester to make his second hatch all the way on the other side. Now, will Zarela kind of know what that means and what that means that he can do with, extra adept pressure and splitting up the creep and everything like that? I'm not sure, but I guess we'll see overall what he's got cooked up here in the builds.
Now that I'm finding out that Guitar King has kind of organized this hatch block, I just want everyone to know that I actually think less of Guitar King now as a person.
Yeah, not only is he a one-gate expander, he's also a hatch blocker in PvZ, just the absolute lowest of scums. So true.
Now, we are making a Zealot, and I'm not sure how I feel about the Zealot.
That is interesting. That is very interesting. No, yeah, that is completely unnecessary. I'm not quite sure what the read is to go for that Zealot there. Maybe we saw a pool timing that we weren't quite sure about and we're a little scared of and just wanted to get a little safety Zealot as Zarela, but yeah, I'm not quite sure on that one, to be honest. It's not usually what you want to go for.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I don't think it'll break the game.
And a Twilight, so maybe a little Glaive Adept.
Very interesting. Is Zarela going to be able to pull off a Glaive Adept build? What if it's a DT drop build, though? It's definitely still a possibility.
DT drop could still be strong. We are going Stalker now.
Oh my god. Could be. This is still, I guess, at the same time for a Glaive build, though, as well, so... I guess we'll see overall.
Yeah, we're going to know here in... I'm guessing here in about 5 seconds. Now we are floating
DTs.
up to
It's
150 gas, so it
Nice.
definitely has to be DTs. The probe's sitting out here. There's the shrine.
Oh, but Stonester's gonna get the insta-scout on it with this Overlord. That's so sad. The Stalker wasn't actually waiting in anticipation of where this was gonna be coming from, so unfortunately, that's gonna be a full scout on exactly what's happening. So the surprise factor of this DT drop, unfortunately, won't be coming out here from Zarela, but there's still obviously potential for damage, as DTs always can get something done. I still just find it so cool, though, that the Zarela, like, he is just doing so many different builds throughout this season, just kind of full on going into the coaching and just being like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna grind these builds out. I'm actually gonna practice super hard and then learn these builds, and it's pretty cool.
We have Charge and an Immortal on the way. We could see maybe a little cheeky Archon Charge lot.
He canceled the DT shot.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I actually love it. Actually, no, I actually don't love it. I don't think there's real reason to cancel it.
Like, you go Roaches to defend the DT Shrine, which also can hold the gates. And, like, I mean, we see no third base. Now, there is no Ling scouting or anything like that, so we still haven't fully confirmed that there is no third base, unless maybe this Overlord has just kind of been watching everything.
Yeah,
there's our confirmation right there of the no third base, so we do know something is up.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind these Lings poking up here and seeing the wall, because I do feel like seeing the Immortal would kind of be a huge tell.
Yes, I do agree with that. And I do think overall canceling the Dark Shrine, I like the idea of it. I like that Zarela is improving a little bit on the fly here and just going for something a little bit cheeky. But I think it doesn't matter as much here, because I think just having a Dark Shrine in general is always okay this early, because you don't need to make anything at first. If it gets scouted right away, you can just have it there, and it's there. It's not that expensive, and you can always throw in a couple Archons later, or you can just throw a random DT in the mineral line while a fight is happening later. I think it can always find some amount of value, so I think the amount that you get from canceling it is not actually that great, and could just be used to bolster this push just a little bit more. So we'll see, though, if this is able to do anything. There's a lot of Roaches in anticipation here from Stonestar, and the double Immortal gonna get dropped right in the middle of the fight here, and a big Zealot Warping getting thrown down. Unfortunately, that Immortal so far away from the Prism, unable to get picked up here, and things are getting overwhelmed. This is not looking too good for Zarela, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the supply, to quote Todd, old caster, look at the supply. And generally when you're up 50 supply on your opponent and you're still under 100 supply, it is not good for your opponent.
Yes, that is a very good point to make. And Stonestar, realizing he defends, instantly back into the drone production as well. Just very clean out of him. Very well responded. Scouted exactly what's happening. Responded with the right amount of units, and is instantly back on the economy as well. This is actually incredible play out of Stonestar.
I have to ask, are we sure Fion's not playing?
Yeah, I mean, it is a different account. We don't really... It doesn't say Stonestar here. This very good point you're making. We do have a lot of random idle drones around the map, though. So
well, maybe this is Fiant when he's drunk.
Yeah,
like
okay.
Really drunk.
Yeah, we do have a lot of just random idle units actually from Stonestar.
The third base is about to go down, so this is officially a macro game.
Of course. I also find it interesting because Stonester, he is very far ahead right now. But we do have to make sure that we do attack. I mean, I am coping a little bit right now. I'm doing the caster thing, but you know, Protoss units are good, and if we are able to get a decent amount of them as Zarela, then, you know, there's always a little bit of a chance when it's just roaches, but I think that we are just going to wait for roach speed here as Stonester and just kind of really max it out on as many roaches as possible and then send it across the map here. And I think he still should be pretty fine, because, I mean, Zarela was very, very, very committed with that initial attack there. And it honestly didn't really do that much at all, except just kill a couple roaches and maybe a queen or so. So yeah.
I do think that what Zarela needs to hope for is either Stone Store has an aneurysm and dies in his chair, or possibly a natural disaster shuts off his power.
Let's hope for a little earthquake action here. Maybe a volcano erupting next to his house. I mean, you know,
we are sitting here on full 3-base saturation. I'd imagine we'll probably see a 4th here in just a minute, but I mean, we're still just kind of pumping units. Now, we are having the Robo Bay started, so we could get out to the really scary unit, the Disruptor, here in like maybe a minute or so. But I mean, this army is just continuing to grow over here from Stonester, and I'd imagine at some point he does plan to push out since there is no 4th yet.
I did send the drone over there to make it, but maybe just kind of forgot. So unfortunate on that end. But I mean, to be fair, his macro is on point. He's like not floating at all. He's already at near max supply with roaches. Like, Stonester is playing a very clean game right now, and it's exactly when his team needs it, because he just needs to win this single game, and the Goobers are through into the playoffs, and he's finding a nice timing to attack here before the Colossi will be coming out. There are still a lot of charge slots, so it's you know, it's still always difficult to find an overall good engagement as a Roach player versus a charged lot Immortal Archon player, but I mean, the supply counts are so big.
Any trade's good for Stonester. And eventually, these Zealots are going to be gone, and with this extremely late 3rd with no saturation, we can't really replace them.
Yeah, we just really don't have the money to make a solid army right now as Zarela. We do have a single Colossus coming out, which will
I don't know how I feel about
something.
Colossus against Roach Ravager.
Yeah, it's just, I kind of like it in the sense that it's just a consistent damage output and you can't fuck up the micro on it, whereas a Disruptor, you can very easily just waste your shots and then you have literally nothing there. So in that regard,
I can definitely tell you've never seen me play Protoss.
I mean, I don't know. In this regard, I do like it, but I mean, they really don't do all that much, and he's gonna get on top of absolutely everything here. The Roach Ravager thinning out, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough. Zarela taps out. Stonester will send it for the Goobers. They have officially struck? What the fuck is the past tense of strike? Stricken back? Is that a word? The Goobers.
Like Stricken's good.
The Goobers have stricken back. That sounds wrong, but we're saying it anyway.
It is, but I like
Striked
it anyway.
back? Have they? It's just struck. Am I the stupidest person of all time? Holy shit. Struck back? What the fuck? Holy shit. What is the English language? Anyways, the Goobers have done it. The Goobers strike back from last season. We officially have them actually into the playoffs. They did it. Congratulations to the Goobers.
I'm actually crying. Thank goodness the webcam's going on.
Oh my god. Dying comment in tears. I am having a stroke from this absolute amazing striking back that the Goobers are having right now. Oh my god. Alright, we still send it into the final game anyways, just to see what happens and just to see the final score and everything, but this one won't mean too much here, but we just send it off anyways just for fun and to give all the players their equal amount of broadcast time and play time overall. But it is a win for the Goobers today. Congratulations again to them.
Was that ever in doubt? I mean, this is a tournament, and it was a ZVP.
Yeah, that's true, man. The ZVP win rate in tournaments are just out of this world. We never see this race lose.
So, a really quick hatch block over here. and it does look like we are going to see the same opening from Stonester. So I'm interested to see how Zarilla ends up changing it up. And if I butchered your name, I'm very sorry. Oh, well, I mean, this could be clever if this Scouting Overlord wasn't seeing exactly everything.
Oh, it's so
so
sad.
now we just have a super late gate.
Oh, it's so sad. That's just really unfortunate for Zarilla. I mean, I like the idea of going for something super cheeky here. I guess it was gonna be like a couple of gates and then some other kind of...
Also, there's no natural over
gate?
here for our Zerg player.
That's true. It's very true. Actually, I have no idea what's going on right now.
Is this the 3-Rev?
I don't know.
But a bad version of it? 18 hatch, which is correct. I think this is the 3-Rev.
Well, we'll see. I apologize, by the way, for the my washer making an insane amount of noise on the background here. Does Zarilla think he's playing a PvP? Because that's what it looks like he's doing right now. This game looks exactly like a PvP game with just a random pylon out on the other side of the map, which also has not been dealt with whatsoever. The Lings are only just now going to come out here and go ahead and cancel that. So yeah, there's the Roach Warren.
Definitely a 3-Rev. I'm very interested to see how this interacts with someone who is just going 2-gate with no natural, but with the start being so slow, I would imagine that Zarilla's just going to die. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, even if he doesn't die, I mean, there's actually no real reason for Stonester to actually walk across the map with this, to be honest. I feel like he can just take this win of the proxy pylon getting denied instantly and just have a Roach Warren there just in case, and then just make a bunch of drones and then be totally fine. So, I mean,
I don't know. I think if you make the 3-Ravs, you just win anyway.
Really? I mean, but why though? Like, there's no reason to just kind of suicide them. Like, you know you're playing against someone on one base, and they're gonna just be defending. So just keep everything home. Why not? You don't actually need to try and kill them. They're on one base. They're gonna die eventually anyway.
I do think this Overlord sitting right here could end up being a little bit scary, but that being said, no 3rd and 4th unit started, and Warp Gate is not even halfway done. We're going Twilight Council off of one base.
Twilight Robo.
So,
at the same time. On one base.
now we are making the Ravs, but it does look like Stone Source has just decided to drone. Unfortunately, this natural not correctly rallied, so we do have some idle workers, but
dude, he was doing this last game
that's
too.
gonna be completely okay.
He did the same thing last game too, where his hatcheries just weren't rallied properly for like so long. He was just having a bunch of idle things.
Are crazy early, but I guess when you see one base, you are a little worried about maybe like TTs or something like that, and War Prism being chronoed out right now. So I guess the idea right here is I don't know why we have a Twilight.
I couldn't tell you either, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, that Overlord's going to get yeeted out of existence, so that will at least supply block Stonester here. And it's going to be a charge lot all in here from Zarilla, but the charge, of course, going to be coming in extremely late compared to when this initial Prism is going to send it across the map. So, I'm not sure what the attempt is going to be here, but it is at least an attempt, and his opponent is currently supply blocked, so maybe there's some room for some damage to be had here. But the Ling counterattack is excellently timed here, right when this Prism is going across, and so we're going to have to force Warpins back at home, and we might even need to force a re-wall because it's getting a bit low, but we'll back off for now, as we do get the Prism in the main.
I do think forcing the Warpins when our Protoss player is on one base is going to be very, very, very good for a Zerg player. And the Prism is actually already almost dead. Now, the Queen was killed, so the Prism is going to be able to get away. And this is finally cleaned up, but yeah, not really a great situation for our Protoss player. No further tech on the way. We're fully walled in with no Stargate. We are going to have charge here in just a second, but only 540 minerals total. So this is pretty much going to need to kill. Now, we are droning a little bit down here, but the army size is still about double. First charge lots do run in, and some more damage on this Prism.
Yeah, honestly,
not going to be able to pick these up.
What I would have liked to see from Zarela here is if he just,
no.
he's gonna no,
no,
that's so sad. Oh, well, there it is. yeah, that's sometimes how pool 4 matches go, unfortunately.
A little anticlimactic, but
Yeah.
a fun series overall. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was fun. It was at least good to see some attempt there from Zarela, but unfortunately a bit outmatched from Stonester there. I would have liked it if he had just in the dead space of the main over there, because he actually even had the stalker killing the drone on the low ground, and was actually baiting the army down there a little bit. If he had just warped in like 1 or 2 rounds of zealots on the high ground out of vision, and then gone in, I think I mean, it's gonna be really hard still, but I think that's his best chance to find an actual win there.
I think
because coming in with just 4
on
zealots,
one base is just not good.
Oh, yeah, I know, but I just mean from that position, like, you know, just dropping 4 charged zealots into a mineral line is not really ever going to do anything. So those types of builds, you need the massive swell of charge slots onto things to actually win it out. So using them as harassment as in a 1-base situation is never going to find the win, unfortunately. So a bit unlucky, but the Goobers actually strike back, and they will be into the playoffs. Frogify, unfortunately, after their Cinderella run, coming back from last place in the group to qualify for the Deciders matches, will have their run cut short, and they are now eliminated from the league. A nice display of skill from them overall, but the Frogs will be gutted, unfortunately. Thank you, Dine Common, for joining me here on the caster desk. I do appreciate it. Any final closing words here for the cast?
I appreciate you having me. It was a fun cast today. Hopefully I can maybe hop on for at least one more before the league is over. And we'll be back next week with some more matches.
Awesome. Thank you as always. I'll see you later.
Later.
Awesome. All right, and we're going to go back to the desk again really quickly. Unfortunately, Go Puncher doesn't have time to get the last say here, so I'll just say thank you for him joining here when he could. But Heroku still is here, so Heroku, what do you think? The Goobers are through.
The Goobers are through. I mean, it was both a sad and happy match for me, because both of the teams, there's a lot of people I know on them, and I really like both of the teams. So yeah, at least we got a really great match. I feel like it was pretty entertaining, and feel like the coaching of the lower league is winning once again. So yeah, congratulations to the prep, and it's looking like this rest of the season is going to be a bunch of really close playoff match, and it's looking good. We're going to have a banger set of match ahead of us.
Very true, very true. Thank you, Dime Common, for yet another gifted sub over to Tolo. Very based of you. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool to see the Goobers actually through here. Fiant finally getting his dream of getting into the playoffs of an ATL season after getting denied on the last stretch last season.
Yeah,
so
one of the most unfortunate seasons.
Yeah, he's finally made it into the prestigious ATL playoffs, so congratulations to him and his team of the Goobers making it on through. Commiserations, of course, to Frogify, as they will be out here. But, I mean, some good showings overall from some of their members. And, I mean, I actually quite liked that Hydra series as well. The first game was pretty sick from him. So, just getting a game off of Fiant. But, unfortunately, even a game off of Fiant, not enough to send it home for Frogify. So,
It's honestly, 6th place in this season with how competitive it is. Really good showing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got more teams, more players than ever before. So it's very cool to see so many people playing, and getting as far as you do in this season is definitely worth a little bit more than the previous seasons for sure. But I will also... Actually, never mind. I was going to say... Never mind. I can't make this comment anymore. I was going to say, because if Frogify ended up winning, then that would mean that every group from Group B was the one to win, which means that Group B was overall the hardest group, and that was the one that my team just barely didn't make it out of, so that means that I'm better than everyone else. So,
not gonna lie, it was the hardest group.
Yeah, it was. Let's be honest. It still was the hardest. So.
With the most championship caliber players.
Yeah. So true. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Crazy
That
getting
my
an easy group as always.
My
getting
team,
first, but needing to slap up bananas.
Yes. What I'm saying is that my team technically would have been in the deciders matches if we were just in the easier group, but we got cucked by this insanely hard group, and we weren't able to do it. So, a bit unfortunate.
So true.
Anyways, that is going to wrap it up here for the ATL Season 3 for this week. We will be back next weekend again, but Heroku, any final closing thoughts here?
Not much. Thank you for having me. This season has been amazing as well. I'm able to enjoy it as a caster now more than I wish I could have been playing it, but it's also nice to have a break. So yeah, looking forward to the rest of the season. Rooting for the Goobers and bananas. We'll see what happens.
Excellent. Thank you as always, and we'll see you later.
See ya.
All right, excellent. That is going to be that for today. A broadcast that doesn't go to 7.5 hours. I am thrilled to see it. I can actually use the rest of my Sunday night to do what I want, and that's excellent. So yeah, I'm not being held against my will with some of the worst gameplay I've ever seen, as like yesterday. So that's actually super sick. But no, for serious, it is always fun to do these casts, and it'll be great to continue to do it into the coming weeks as well, as we can now quickly take a look at the Wikipedia here to mention what's going to be happening in the future. This will get updated eventually, but of course this means that Goobers will now be playing against May the Forge Be With You in the first round of the playoffs, with then the winner going against Supply Block Heroes, and the winner of that going against Goblin's Bizarre Adventure, and then the winner of that eventually finally into the playoffs as well. So yeah, honestly, very fun series, very fun season so far. We will be switching some things up as well, because actually, did they fix this yet? No, they did not. So I need to make the announcement of this, especially in the Discord as well. But originally we were going to do the playoffs all in one weekend, next weekend, but I've realized that that's probably not the correct idea, and we will be splitting it up. So we'll be doing the round 1 and the quarterfinals this upcoming weekend, and then the weekend after that will be the finals of the semifinals and then the grand finals. So 1 match per day is how it's going to work on the Saturday and Sunday of the next 2 weeks. So yeah, still a couple great matches to be played overall, and it is going to eventually culminate in a winner for ATL Season 3 to go for that juicy $600 first place prize. Surely everyone is going to be trying their hardest to get there. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be super sick, and I hope you all will be tuning in the future for those games. But yeah, otherwise, this has been an excellent day of ATL, and we will be seeing you guys again in the future for some more ATL action. So we will see you guys then. Bye-bye.